Almost everyone know Yogyakarta is an area full of special taste. This is one of the cultural tourist site and culinary delight. Yogyakarta also has many varieties of musical instruments. Almost all of the traditional music instruments here are inspired by the landscape with all this beauty. I started my journey to the place where the Gumbang Chili music was created. I started my journey from home and passed the Yogyakarta Monument. Here, there are many Yogyakarta community activities with various activities. Some do sports, sell, or just take photos. Here, we will see the city of Yogyakarta with full nuances of activities. By the way, before we arrive at the Gumbang music venue, we will pass many interesting places that I will visit. Gunung Kidul is located about 80 kilometers from the city center of Yogyakarta. The road to Gunung Kidul is indeed winding and uphill. But we will not be bored because the shady forest and the activities of the residents here are enough to spoil the eyes. Before entering the villages in Gunung Kidul, we will see the face of Gunung Kidul with this welcoming monument. Here, people and tourists often relax just to let go of fatigue and take pictures. No wonder, because Gunung Kidul is included in the UNESCO Global Geopark area. I prefer to take this trip on a motorbike, so I can feel in direct contact with the nature here. This is the village of Ngalang Gunung Kidul, the first village I stopped off. Ngalang village is famous for its Gentong landmark, which signifies something unique in this village. People here generally earn a living by farming and raising livestock. However, Gunung Kidul is indeed unique in its farming style, which is different from other regions. The rice here is called cocoa rice. Cocoa rice is rice whose waters rely on rainwater. The produce of the fields in this village, apart from being sold, is used for community consumption. This is Mr. Subadri. He is a guide for the village of Ngalang.
Oh ya Pak, saya mau tanya nih, di sini tuh ada wisata apa aja sih di Gunung Gentong?
Kalau di wisata Gunung Gentong ini banyak ya, untuk wisata alamnya ada, untuk minat khususnya ada, sejarahnya ada ya. Di sini kita tonjolkan ada wisata religi atau sejarahnya, karena di sini termasuk petilasan Brawijaya 5.
I was also served typical Gunung Kidul food. Good enough to fill up the energy before we climb.
Mari Mbak, sebelum berangkat kita minum dulu, kemudian makan dulu. Ini disajikan makanan khas Gunung Kidul, ada sayur lomboknya, tempe bengok, juga sambal bawang. Ini yang menjadi andalan di Gunung Kidul. Mari kita nikmati.
If you want to find a mountain tour that is not just climbing, this is the place. Not many people know about this tourist destination, which I am climbing now. We're not yet at the top of Mount Gentong. This is just a part of the slopes of Mount Gentong. We need 20 minutes to climb. On this slope, we will find two places that are not only beautiful, but also have history that not many people know. We started the hike. The path may not be so easy to pass. We had to pass through a steep slope with hard rocks. But all of this is sure to be worth it when we get to the beautiful top. This is Pomben Kuda Sembrani. According to the story, this is a historic place. If you look at it, it's like a spring. The water is very cold. And according to the story from Mr. Badri, the local people really take care of this place.
Itu ukurnya pakai apa?
Pakai meteran.
Oh ya.
Sentimeter.
From the view up here, we can see that the atmosphere of Mount Kidul is really beautiful. Well, this is a place that many people want to visit. Its name is Tapak Kuda Sembrani. The location is on the rocks on the slopes of Mount Gentong. If you look at it, this is a really historic place. On these hard rocks, there is a hole that looks very similar to the hoof of a horse. Mr. Badri invited me to continue exploring historical and exotic places on the slopes of Mount Gentong. We arrived at a place called Gadean. This is a historical place. This tree is called the Chlumprit tree. This is a rare tree that is not found everywhere. The place is not very big. However, if you come here, you will feel quite a lot of supernatural energy.
Dari mahasiswa diteliti itu lain dengan batuan.
Mr. Badri did a little ritual when we came. This is a way for local people to respect their ancestors. We continue our journey to the top. Mr. Badri and I are looking for the end of this journey, namely the location of the Gentong, which is at the top. As we went up, the obstacles we faced were getting harder. We had to deal with rock particles that were slippery enough to pass. Here, you will see an incredibly beautiful view, 20 minutes from where we are resting. That's where the top of this mountain is. Besides, there is a barrel which is the icon of this mountain. That's where the Sadranan ceremony is held. a ceremony to express gratitude of the local community. I continued my journey to the village of Beji. With the icon name Wonosadi. Yes, this is the Wonosadi traditional forest. Here, you will find charming Javanese house architectures. From the previous village, here, you will see agricultural land, which is protected by shady trees. The people here also have jobs as farmers, but here they grow more corn. Yes, because here it is still in a protected forest area that has a lot of plant wealth. This is the Wonosadi Forest Gate. I already made an appointment with Mr. Salamat. Mr. Salamat is a guard for tourists who want to climb the Wonosadi forest. Mr. Salamat is a very friendly person. He is very detailed in explaining about this forest.
Setelah bermukim di situ, Onggoloco dan Gading Mas melihat ke utara. Kelihatan kan ada sumber air yang bagus, terus hutannya juga bagus.
Yang di sini nih maksudnya?
Iya, di sini. Makanya dia naik ke atas. Makanya di sinilah ada Wonosandi. Nah, konon Wonosandi itu hutannya lebat, terus di atasnya kok ada lembah yang bagus.
This is a spring that is the main supply of water for the community around the Wonosadi forest. Behind the spring, you will find a place of worship that is quite sacred for the Hindu community. The place is also not very big. However, it is very beautiful because it's in a shady forest area. I just understood that this forest, apart from having very clean water and air, is also known to Asia for its abundant natural medicinal plants. The people here are already accustomed to natural medicinal plants, which are very beneficial for the human body. It's quite hot this afternoon, but it doesn't stop us from traveling. All the plants here are very well preserved. Yes, nature and God are taking care of them, so that they look very beautiful for you to see. As you go up, you will find a forest that is shady, calmer, and the more peaceful. Here, the roots grow freely. Although this is damaging to the plant, it's still a very beautiful sight. I was very lucky this time. On my way to the top, I found a Javan eagle's nest and a very rare ground orchid plant. This forest is full of stories. My pack and I had to go through the hiking trail with a slope of almost 75 degrees. We are not giving up, because up there we will see a place that is very well guarded by the people here. The residents here call it the Sadranan location. Pretty big location with big trees in it. The tree here has a very large trunk. We can only go around it holding hands for about 7 people. The place is very quiet, allowing us to make peace with the sounds of nature and forest animals that seem to invite us to talk. far from here, this is my main goal. I have an appointment with Mrs. Hartini, a woman who has become a music icon for Rinding Gumbang. I had imagined I would enjoy local music with an amazing natural atmosphere. In a small practice site, I was finally able to meet Mrs. Hartini. I'm really curious to be able to see firsthand the instrument that is produced by the Gumbang Rinding instrument.
Bu, saya pengen denger dong ini mereka mainin alat musik ini.
Oh ya.
Seru kayaknya.
Sekarang kita coba mainkan ya, Mbak ya.
Ya.
Simple musical instrument made of bamboo, which is processed quite detailed and takes a long time. This is the opportunity I look forward to. Yes, collaborating with Rinding Gumbang music players. It took me time to adjust to the rhythm and pitch. Believe me, it is difficult, but very enjoyable. Mrs. Hartini and her music group are very passionate about teaching me. This is the mirror of Indonesian people. Friendly and very receptive to other people. At the end of this session, I want to make a special tribute to you. Hi friends! Take a look at my trip this time. You will see how beautiful Indonesia is. The cultural wealth that makes the world acknowledge. I find it difficult to part, but as a final offering, I will give you a collaboration that you will remember forever.
Hingga kau